So there's one thing that I've always heard of when I heard of Sausalito, and that is the houseboats. This place is famous for their houseboat community. They call it like the great wild west of houseboats, and they're just out there doing what they do, and there's like no rules. From what I understand, the laws are such that you can stay out on the water at anchor for free. And it's one of the only spots in the Bay Area that you can anchor for free. And so people do. So my goal while we're here is to find a way and go see these houseboats. So the manifestation's real, I'm putting it out there. We want to go see these houseboats and not spend a lot of money to do it. See what happens.
Hey, look, we got a boat. We can paddle out.
Yes. That doesn't look like it would float very well.
Wherever I go, I will always know everything I need is right here with me. It's time to let it all go.
So we made it to Sausalito. We found this RV parking spot here in the parking lot. I think it's $2 an hour till 6 p.m. and then there's no payment after that. So we're gonna check out Sausalito today. All right, correction on that. It's $3 an hour and $30 for a full day, and you can stay here from 7 till 10. We're about ready to head out the door and start exploring by foot today.
There's lots to do here in Sausalito. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people seem to like it. So we're gonna go just walk around, explore, see what we can find. Hi, how are you? We're visiting the town. We were kind of exploring, and we would stop in at the visitor center. Is this the town visitor center, or is it something else?
So this is a visitor center for the Army Corps of Engineers, for the Bay model specifically.
What is the Bay model?
That's what we have here. It's a former research facility for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It's a three-dimensional hydrodynamic model of the bay and the delta, and the model itself is an acre and a half in size.
Wow. Can we go in and check it out?
Have enough time for a very quick look. We do close at 5, so up the ramp all the way
We'll
through.
be respectful of your time. Thank you. That's so cool.
Clean, clear water, the fundamental element of this amazing ecosystem and of all life on Earth.
This is very interesting. So apparently they built this model to run experiments to better help with conservation of the bay. It's incredibly accurate, the scale that they went to. I knew there was a lot of water in the bay, but I had no idea there was this much water. And as you can see, just to give you a little bit of scale, if you've ever been over the Bay Bridge going into San Francisco, that red line right behind me over my right shoulder, that is the Bay Bridge. So basically from this vantage point, I would be standing in Oakland currently, and the end of the Bay Bridge there ends in San Francisco. So you would be looking at Pier 39 and all that, and it's all right there. We kind of stumbled upon this. We're walking along the harbor. Very humid in here. If you can tell, I'm sweating quite profusely. It's like 80 degrees out here today, and I don't think they have air conditioning in here, and there's quite a bit of water. That is real water in there. It's salty water to make a perfect simulation of our actual bay.
It's a full acre of the bay's watershed. It's actually very neat. It's free to come in. There's so much information in here. 15 minutes is not enough time. If you're really interested about this, you probably would need a couple hours to read through everything, but it's really neat just to see and walk through and realize how big the Bay Area actually is and how much water is contained there and the different areas.
Well, Jacqueline, what did you think of that?
It's pretty neat. It's a big place. You definitely need more than 15 minutes to even stop and read some signs. It takes a while just to walk through it.
No kidding.
It's very neat. I had no idea this was here.
I thought I still had like 10 minutes left.
No, you're out of time.
I'm out of time. We gotta go.
We went down the street, had a nice dinner and some live music at the Sausalito Boat Club, and now we're gonna head out to the No Name Bar. The No Name Bar was recommended to us by some friends we have who have a boat down here in the marina. Unfortunately, we can't meet up with them because they are up in Tahoe right now teaching sailing lessons.
We've heard nothing but good things about this place called the No Name Bar here in Sausalito, so we're gonna go check it out. This is quite the place, man, let me tell you. We're enjoying ourselves. It's a nice little town.
That
What?
giant beetle.
Oh yeah.
It almost hit my face. I didn't think it was gonna land you.
I hear music. I heard bongo. Yeah.
Last night we met a new friend named Leland, and he has been living here on the water in Sausalito for 15 years. And he's gonna give us a tour of the floating homes out here. There is some unique history behind them, and he's gonna give us all the details.
What's going on, Leland?
Hey, good to see you two again.
Good to see you too. I was talking yesterday about how I didn't know how I would be able to get to the floating homes, and I wanted to manifest some way to either paddle out or by boat go out to the floating homes, and then come to find out we can just walk there. And so I met Leland yesterday at the No Name Bar. He was ecstatic to tell us all about the history of the floating homes, and he agreed to join us for an interview and show us around today.
I'm happy to show you around. I am not a local historian, so what I know, it's going to be in fits and starts here. There are 650 of these homes, roughly.
Huh?
Most of them are in the county. Very few of them are in Sausalito itself.
No idea there was so many. Tell us a little bit about the history of those floating homes, why they're so unique, and how it came to be what it is today.
Sure. So, you know, we are on an old World War II shipyard, and at the end of the war, when this shipyard was demobilized, the waterfront area was sold to 3 or 4 individuals. And they bought the waterfront, and they bought everything that was in it, which includes all the garbage from the shipyard. And no one cleaned up. They just picked up their tools and left.
Wow.
And they didn't even do that sometimes. And so there were sunken craft all around here. There was just piles of piping and supplies. Sausalito doesn't let the people live in the shipyard. So a number of people approached these owners and they said, you know, can we build on your property? And first they said, sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But that didn't work out because the city wouldn't allow it. So what they did was the folks started building homes with the junk they could find around the shipyard. And they built these different things and they floated them out. And originally they were all these big floating islands, and there were huge drug and party scenes in the 1960s and 1970s.
I bet that was wild.
It was wild. They were big party islands, and there was the Houseboat Wars. Once they were broken up, At first the sheriff tried to steal the homes. That didn't work. The people would cut them away and bring them back. There were no fatalities in the Houseboat Wars, but there were a couple of injuries as people got slammed by, you know, things moving in the water.
I heard it was something like the Wild West.
There's a movie called The Last Free Ride that was filmed here in the 70s by a man named Joe Tate. So they came up with a legal solution, which is build marinas, put houseboats in marinas, and hook up to the city sewer so you're not dumping stuff into the bay.
Which was the big issue. That's why the city wanted to get rid of these floating communities.
Pay property taxes. Floating home owners pay a 1% property tax just like everybody else does in California, and as a result of that, they won't send the sheriff to take your home away.
That's a big perk.
Exactly. So these are the docks that they built Liberty ships on and oilers for World War II. Liberty ships are 10,000-ton vessels, and there's no way a vessel of that size can be in the bay today. It would bottom. It would bottom out.
No kidding.
So they must have done tremendous dredging
No kidding.
to get this area to be able to bring stuff up here. Out there is the Matthew Turner, and that is a wooden ship constructed in Sausalito, and it was constructed just a few years ago. It's the first wooden ship constructed here in many, many years. And what it's used for today, it's a nonprofit that teaches children about the sea. And they'll teach you how to rig the sails, and they'll teach you how to do the teamwork. And they even do a battle sail where they show you how to maneuver your ship to catch cannon fire. We are currently walking roughly north towards Mount Tam, which is directly ahead of us.
You've lived in this community for 15 years, yeah?
Right.
How much have you seen it change over that time span?
The population of the town has gotten a lot younger. There's a little bit of an increase in nightlife. If you were here in 1968, you would have found 17 bars along Bridgeway, roughly.
Wow.
15 to 17 bars along there. Today, there are only 2 left. This area right here with all the junk, you can kind of see it. We'll pass it around this way. This is where the Army Corps of Engineers pulls all the detritus that they dredge out of the bay.
Okay.
And they pour it here. They put it here for sorting and recycling.
They're still working on cleaning all this up.
Oh yes, few of the original shipyard buildings remain. Those that we passed, the bay model, these are the old parts shops.
Okay.
And there was a railroad ran on the other side. In fact, that's really the story of Sausalito, is the story of the rail. If you were standing in the No Name Bar in 1930 and you looked across, you would have seen a rail station with 55 trains a day coming in there.
Wow.
That's the same size as Boston South Station. The last passenger train served Sausalito, I think, September or October of 1940 or 41, right before Pearl Harbor. This looks like a marsh with a few things in it.
Yeah.
But what you're staring at is the remains of ways. Ways are angled ramps that you build boats on and launch them. You can see some ways there.
That.
They built U.S. destroyers on ways as late as 1990. I don't know if you found this street yesterday.
We did not. We pretty much stopped at the bay model.
Just to see all these different shapes and condition of all these different homes.
It's so cool.
They are unique, except if you know something about how the different features. You can see a number of these, like that there is a canal boat that's been converted to a home. Okay, here's the part about hulls that I wanted to show you. If you look on this house here, if you look down at the water line, you'll see that it's sitting on a concrete box.
Yeah.
That's in the water. There's another one there. The significance of that, if your floating home is on concrete, you can get insurance and you can get a bank loan for it. Banks will not loan and insurance companies will not cover floating homes in this area that are not on concrete. We'll find some on dock floats, but there are a bunch on styrofoam dock floats. We're gonna go to the next dock.
These are so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so used to seeing all these cookie cutter homes.
And many of these things are old railroad cars and such.
It's like an old steamboat.
Yeah. Some of these were, yeah. One of the current building codes is that you're only allowed to build up to 16 feet above the water line. And you can see some of these homes break that rule and have been grandfathered in.
Yeah.
This one here, this is a monster.
You guys get water and electricity?
Yes.
Nice.
Water,
full
electricity,
hookups.
you can even get natural gas. Yep. There's fiber,
Wow.
there's fiber to the edge of the dock, and there's copper coming down the docks. The name of this place is Waldo Point Harbor, and Waldo Point is the geographic name for this area. Oh, that's neat.
Oh man, got me.
Yeah.
I thought that was a person. Oh, that's so cool.
Alien life form research. If you look with the camera this way, you'll notice the house is bent. And it's kind of subtle, and this was an error as it was towed improperly, and the issue and the way it manifested was it caused it to twist. We have 6 anchored out houseboats that remain.
So every one of these has slip fees that they have to pay.
That's right. It depends on the size of the hull, whether they're 1 or 2 stories or more, and whether or not the home is rented. If the home is rented, slip fee goes up by like 10–20%. So here is a great example. So these are identical floating homes. That one is on dock floats. That one is on concrete. And as trivia, you might wonder why there's no homes along here.
Yeah.
And we'll reach another point like that. These are flooded streets. So there's a street grid laid out here, and the idea was they were going to put in landfill and we're going to have homes, and they never did that. So they put floating homes here. But these streets are still city right-of-way. They did a nice job decorating their house.
Beautiful.
too.
Like all the copper pipes.
Yeah. I believe he's a plumber. I believe he's a plumber by trade.
Okay.
Yeah, a million,
Wow.
5 for it. So
There you go, guys. You want to live in Sausalito on a houseboat, a floating home rather, $1 million. You can buy one today.
So this is some cheese for you all that I made. These are pieces of farmstead. This is a 1936 government recipe from the Depression.
Oh, wow.
And this is all about how to make cheese in your home when you have a cow and it's during the Depression and you're starving to death. And so you
Learn how to make
take the extra milk and you can put it up. And this is kind of hard. It'll grate on pasta. It's kind of cheddar-y flavored.
Okay.
hard cheddar. Okay.
Yeah. This is my Romano.
Mono.
Romano is made with yogurt,
Oh.
not regular cheese cultures. And this is about a year and a half old, 1.5 to 2 years old. So this is getting up there.
Okay.
This is the Stilton. That's from a 1917 recipe
Oh, wow.
from the English Practical Cheesemaking book. You can smell it. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Mmm.
Stinkier the better.
and that's made with raw milk.
Raw.
Most of my cheeses are not made with raw milk. So this is 4 months old.
Wow.
That's
That
good.
is so full of flavor.
I think it's got like a better flavor than blue cheese.
Yeah. Might have another piece.
Wow, it's delicious. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I love
thank you.
cheese.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I usually bring it to the no name. Come back to Sausalito, you both.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this has been absolutely terrific. This is not bad for parking lot living, let me tell you. We have waterfront property right now. Eating some homemade cheese. Delicious homemade cheese at that.
If you ever come to Sausalito, it is a very fun experience. Definitely go check out the floating homes. They were so creative. I loved each one of them. I could spend hours there just looking at all of them and all the beautiful plants that surrounded them.
What do we have here, Jacqueline?
So we have the farmstead cheese, which is a recipe from 1936. This is one that they created during the Depression time. So if you had a cow on hand, you would make that cheese with the fresh milk. And then we have here in the middle, this is the one we tried earlier. It's similar to like a blue cheese, so like the stinkier the better. It's got a really nice flavor to it. It's really salty. We actually tried that one already, and that was the Stilton that they created in, I'm looking at my notes here. This is a 1917 recipe that he made that from. And then we have the Romano, which he's not sure if it's still good or not. It's a year and a half old. It's been aged, but it was vacuum sealed. It looks fine to me, so we're gonna go ahead and give that a try too.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers. You guys enjoyed this episode? Hit that like for us. I can't say that. I didn't even drink yet. I didn't even drink yet. So yeah, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next Tuesday on another adventure.
Thanks. Be sure to check out our Patreon page. Your support means the world to us. We couldn't do this without the support of our patrons. So head on over there, buy us a gallon of fuel.
It really helps us out, and we really appreciate it. And you guys can get some sweet swag doing that.
Yep. Oh, that reminds me. Our store is up and live. You can buy t-shirts. Jacqueline's wearing one.
DestinatioNow t-shirts. The women's run a little bit small. I'm wearing a small, but I'm also a tiny person. And Nick wears a large in the men's, and that kind of gives you a size reference. But there are also measurements on our website.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that out.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hard cheese.
Which one is this?
That's one that's supposed to taste like cheddar. He said you should grate it over something. So I'm thinking maybe spaghetti for dinner, and we can grate it and have the rest of the wine. It's good though.
Leland, thank you, my brother, for the wonderful experience today. This incredible cheese. Meeting you has been quite the blessing for us. Thank you. I'm looking forward to a lifelong friendship, my friend. Welcome to the family.